What's up, everybody? It's Make It Make Sense. And yo, I have been doing a deep dive with this Shirley Strawberry, Steve Harvey, her husband. It's a lot of moving parts, but I'm going to bring it to you guys. And my opinions might have changed a little bit. If Shirley is breaking bread with the alleged mistress co-defendant, it's a lot. Like the video's intro places, we have a lot to get into.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. I want to make it make one.
Big moves. Surfer. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you see. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you see. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
I remember when Candy Hair used to look like this. I fly above. I fly above. I fly. No, that want you? No, I fly above.
Okay, guys, so let's start here. Again, I have been one of the people consistently saying that I feel like Ernesto was the problem. If you don't know who I'm talking about, they are blowing up the internet. We have Shirley Strawberry, who is a co host on the Steve Harvey Morning Show, and her alleged criminal, well, I'm going to say alleged criminal husband. We have co defendants. We have a lot going on. Recently, I did a video where Shirley Strawberry had to apologize to Steve and his wife Marjorie because she made some allegations about Marjorie being, Marjorie thinking that everybody was the help, Marjorie basically running over Steve and Steve being scared of her, the fact that Steve was winded going upstairs. So she kind of like came at his manhood, and Steve was rightfully annoyed, but Shirley having to finally come forward on the radio and admit some of these things, I just started like pulling threads. So we're going to start from the beginning. And by the time we get to the breaking bread of the mistress, y'all are going to be grab some popcorn and a drink. Popcorn and a drink are necessary for this one. I really had so much belief that Shirley was, absolutely unaware of everything. But now that I've pieced together so many things, I'm thinking at least she's, in my opinion, not as innocent as I initially thought she was in all of this. So let's start from the very beginning. So apparently, Ebony Steele, another radio personality, was dating Ernesto prior to Shirley. And Ernesto met her at the same woman's beauty salon. Here's my problem with this. They look alike. They have the same type of career. They generally resemble each other. So similar age group, same type of career. Allegedly, Ebony was with him at the time that he was still in prison. I'll just read this to you. Radio personalities Ebony Steele and Shirley Strawberry have more than just being female co-hosts on popular morning shows in common. They also shared the same man. Steele, the talented but ousted co-host of the Ricky Smiley Morning Show, was engaged to a former felon before he moved on and is now engaged to Strawberry. Now, from what I'm hearing, she thought that they were going to get married, once he got out, and that did not happen. Not what you usually have in mind when you think of a love triangle. According to both Sandra Rose and Rhymes with Snitch, said the similarly built women who favor each other from a facial standpoint also share the similar taste in men. Here's the tea. This dude is the ex-boyfriend of former Ricky Smiley show co-host Ebony Steele. He is an ex-con hustler who is seriously involved with Ebony for over 2 years. He came up using her when he first got out of prison. She thought he was going to marry her. After he was done with her, he came up on Shirley at the hair salon that Ebony was going to at the time. Now, less than a year after breaking Ebony's heart, he is proposing to Shirley. So this is what's out there. This is the word on the street. In terms of Shirley, though, if you are dating somebody who has a certain taste in women, that's one thing. But it's no longer a coincidence if he has found someone in the same career. So you have a person who has all of these charges, dated somebody who looks like you, dated somebody in the same career. The thing about Shirley's career is she was part of the biggest, or is a part of the biggest morning radio show. So her reach is going to be more significant than Ebony. Ebony was lucky in this situation. If this, Ebony lucked out, basically. But the point is, what I'm trying to get you guys to understand is there's something there from the very beginning. If he dated somebody who looked at you with the same type of job, who would be able to get him in front of celebrities, that should have been red flag number one, outside of, the prison stuff. Because I'm a fervent believer that just because you went to prison doesn't mean that you can't reform and, make different choices. But in this instance, I wanted to point that out because it was weird from the beginning. Now, next, we're going to hear where I felt like she definitely made an apology to Steve, but kind of deceived the public and Steve at the same time. And I promise you, I'm going to show you guys receipt after receipt, source after source. Let's start here.
As much of it as you like, but I think it's an opportunity for you to say what you want to say and share your feelings on it, and then we'll have an exchange about it.
Okay. All right, Steve, I'm going to just start by saying that my estranged husband is in jail. He's been in jail for over a year, since about right after the 4th of July of 2022. And recently, some phone calls from last year between he and I were leaked. And on those calls, you hear me saying, you were winded.
Shout out to phone calls from jail. I will be linking some of their content. Some of this is sourced through them. So I definitely will be linking their content in the description of this video.
Going up the stairs at your home. And Marjorie looks at us as the help. And right here and now, I want to apologize to you and Marjorie for what I said. As much as I wish I could, I can't take it back. I can't. I said it, and I want to apologize. It was definitely not me trying to add to what you and Marjorie already have going on in your lives right now. But the fact that these tapes were released, it does seem like everyone is coming for you, I should say, at this time, including me. But in reality, the tapes have nothing to do with what you and Marjorie have going on. It was just me running my mouth in a private conversation, or what I thought was a private conversation.
I personally do not think that she was lying. I will link some of my videos. I personally interviewed Jim Townsend, Marjorie Harvey's ex-husband. That will be linked at the end of this video. But let's continue.
And again, I apologize. I feel terrible. I make no excuses. I said what I said, and there's no denying it. There's no taking it back. Back then, when the phone calls happened, I was trying to stand by my man, be supportive wife. I've been married to this man for 8 years.
So right there, I believe her. This point feels genuine to me.
I had no idea that all this was going on with him. I had no idea. And the charges that he's facing.
Now, this is where things get a little tricky, because Shirley is telling the public that she had no idea, no point of reference to any of these things, right? Y'all are hearing that. But I want you guys to hear this. It's a jail phone call between Shirley and her husband.
Oh, sorry, I'm all on the news.
Hold on, it's this one.
But yeah, when you get out of there, I mean, we got to just get all this stuff in order. This is just too much. You can't be moving like you're moving and your stuff isn't in order.
Okay, so what you mean by that?
What do you mean? You can't be moving around. Listen, this is what I mean by that. How you move all around the city and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And your stuff is in order. That's why you got picked up, because you have warrants. You got to get this stuff taken care of. That's what I'm talking about. You got to get expunged. That's what I mean.
Right,
okay?
right. Okay.
Yes, we've been married 8 years. You've been to jail, what, 3 times in 8 years?
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. You got to get this stuff taken care of.
So right there, she's actually acknowledging that this is the pattern. But when she's talking to Steve and the rest of us in this apology, that's not what she's putting out there.
Then when the phone calls happened, I was trying to stand by my man, be supportive wife, I've been married to this man for 8 years. I had no idea that all this was going on with him. I had no idea. And the charges that he's facing are horrific. They are really bad. I for sure did not want your name mentioned in any kind of way associated with my mess. So I had to call you. I had to tell you it was a hard call for me to make. But I called you. And I want to clear something up, Steve. You did not introduce me to him. I met him through a friend. I should say an ex-friend now. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. I had to tell you, he was in jail. It was going to come out. I didn't want you to hear it from anyone else. I wanted you to hear it from me because I knew once the police and
Well, who was the ex-friend? Was it the beauty style? Like, was it the person who does her hair? Because the allegations are that you actually met him going to the same salon with his ex-girlfriend or his girlfriend of the time, Ebony Steele. So it's very convoluted.
everyone, got involved, and they were already involved, and they found out who his wife was and who she worked with and all of that, and that's you, Steve Harvey. It would become, a real big story because it's your name. And like I told you, Steve, when I called you, I didn't want to call you. I mean, I was embarrassed. I was hurt. I felt so stupid, and, I felt betrayed, humiliated,
I believe her when she's saying this.
It was just terrible. I mean, I kept saying to myself, how is this my life? Police and jail and all of this. It was just something that I didn't, I've never experienced anything like this. The police came.
This is where I don't believe you anymore, Shirley. Shirley. I understand that she needed to do this. We now know that Shirley is in dire straits financially, and she needed to make a mea culpa on such a large platform to try to get the public to re-embrace her. But I personally am not believing these things now. And I definitely...
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you learn something from this?
I was definitely rooting for her. And so many of my subscribers were telling me, you don't believe that she doesn't know anything. And I was like, yeah, I really do believe that everything was on Ernesto. Shout out to Chronicles Speaks. This was another piece of the puzzle. You were telling the public that this is not your life, but Chronicles Speaks actually broke down all of the times that Ernesto and Shirley have been forced to move due to non-payment of rent, evictions, garnishment. So let's start here because it also speaks to the mindset. You're telling us you don't know anything and you've never experienced these type of things, but the man had been to jail 3 times already since you've been married. That's what she actually said on that phone call. And we're looking at the real estate. So for starters, this is where they were at. It was a very large, expensive 1,600 square foot condo in a very, very nice building. Again, shout out to Chronicles Speaks. I always cite my sources. But you have Ernesto, who to me comes off scamish. These are the type of things that Ernesto would say.
Get on my team. I like luxury. You like luxury? Let's play together.
So y'all are in a luxury apartment. Does Ernesto remind y'all of anybody else?
This ain't stealing.
He kind of has a Latasha Scott husband vibe in
This ain't stealing.
Get on my team. I like luxury. You like luxury? Let's play together.
But okay, so this was their condo, very nice condo. They were kicked out and sued owing over $12,000 in rent. Then we move on to the second home where they moved to LA. And They signed a 1-year lease for $7,500 a month. They were 25 days late on their first payment and never made another payment on this house. So now you have two instances where you allegedly have two people that are working, but you can't even maintain a household. Right? It's a little bit strange. Then they moved to another home, this home, which was a 7,800 square foot mansion in Georgia with $4,500 a month for rent. And they didn't pay this either. Shirley actually ended up being garnished for non-payment. So she had to pay $47,000 back. So technically that's about 10 months of non-payment on a $4,500 a month home. But it doesn't stop there. Now remember, Ernest then already told y'all that he likes luxury.
Get on my team. I like luxury. You like luxury? Let's play together.
So they've had a luxury condo that they didn't pay for, got kicked out. Another nice home in LA, and now another luxury home that they can't afford. Are you guys seeing the pattern? She's acknowledged that he's been to jail 3 times since she met him, and he already had a criminal history. But you're on the Steve Harvey show saying you didn't know that this was your life, and we're not even done yet. Then they move into another mansion. This one was an 8,500 square foot home, also in Georgia, that they literally did not pay for. Again, they ended up owing $39,000 in rent. So you're renting luxury house. I mean, and we know the fake it till you make it, but Shirley is a established woman. She's 69 years old, and she is on the Steve Harvey Morning Radio Show, the biggest radio show that there is. You have done the work. You have paid your dues. But since getting with this man, all of a sudden you're being evicted. You're now fodder for the tabloids. They're saying you're not a great tenant. You can't pay your rent. And he's been to jail 3 times. Either you are willfully obtuse or you know something. And I'm leaning towards knowing something. And we haven't even gotten to the co-defendant and mistress, or alleged mistress. We know she's a co-defendant, but it's an alleged mistress who was living next door. Again, shout out to Chronicles Speaks. So we're going to get into all that a little bit later, but let's continue.
Came, they took my car. I was at the salon getting my hair done. They rolled up, took my car. I had to have my stylist take me home. I had to move in with friends. I lost my house. I lost everything. Oh, and I have to tell you this too.
But you were already being evicted and having to move out of multiple places. So again, my heart goes out to her because I do feel like Ernesto is the problem. I just do not believe, I don't believe her story. I don't believe what she's portraying to the public at the moment where she's supposed to be kind of like spilling her guts so that we can re-embrace her.
Like on the day, July 4th, we were having dinner with friends and we were going to watch the fireworks after that. And so the fireworks didn't happen that night because it was like a terrible, terrible storm. So the fireworks got canceled. And when I look back, I see now that was kind of a metaphor for what was about to happen in my life. The thunderstorms were coming. They were coming. The next day was the last time I saw him. He was arrested the very, very next day. I didn't even know he was arrested. I couldn't get in touch with him later that day.
The letter this morning, as you can see, is a very, very real letter. I'm not going to interrupt it at this point. Shirley was going over some of the key points about how she discovered the actions of her husband, the date that she discovered it. She's apologized for the things that were said about myself and Marjorie in the letter. I'm not responding right now. I'm allowing her to tell her story.
Now, this woman is spilling her guts, and you are still throwing out that she's already apologized to you and Marjorie. That says a lot, but we're not even on the Steve Harvey. We're talking about Shirley.
I think it's important that a person tells their side of it, because like I said earlier, this is no longer hearsay. This is not gossip or rumor. This is real life. So Shirley, you can continue.
All right. So I was telling you how I found out that he was in jail. I got a call from the jail, and I didn't answer it because I'm like, who would be calling me from jail? I looked at my phone like, jail? Where did this call? It just didn't compute.
Now, again, you've acknowledged that he had already been to jail 3 times since you guys had been together. Why would you not take a jail call? Am I missing something? Again, you can choose to believe her, you can choose not to believe her, but at this point, if there is a established pattern and you're receiving a jail call, why wouldn't you think that this could potentially be my husband?
So I just ignored it, but he got word to me through one of his friends. They texted me that he was at Fulton County Jail. So the next time he called, I picked up, and that was him that had called earlier from jail. And he told me what happened. I thought he would be getting out in a couple of days because that's what he told me. But of course, here we are a year later. Those days turned into weeks. The weeks turned into months. And like I said, I don't. This is just on and on. Every day is just something, and my life has just been a nightmare ever since, and it's still going on, Steve. I mean, I had no idea that those tapes would be released to the world.
Now that I believe, I do believe that she probably found herself in a nightmare, but I don't believe that it was just an instant nightmare. I think that the signs were there. He had gone to jail, I think 4 to 5 months after their wedding. So the signs were there. And it's up to you guys to decide if you believe that she didn't see them or if she is just not wanting us to know that she saw them.
I knew that they were being recorded, but I didn't know that they were going to go out to the world. I mean, I was just trying to make conversation with him, trying to, just get him to think about something other than where he was. I was telling him about my day, this particular day, and that was
Again, why are you being so nice to this man? The prison phone calls that we've been listening to are way nicer than she should have been to somebody who is now in prison the 4th time. You're having to move out of 4 different spaces because things aren't getting paid. Your money is starting to dry up. The conversations that she should have been having with him while he was in jail was more something a little bit like, I don't know if I want to play that one. I don't think I'm going to play that one. I'm not going to play that. I don't want to seem like I'm, punching down. Your conversations with this man should have been a lot different, a whole lot different. But let's move on to some of the things she was saying to him in the call that really make me believe that she had more knowledge than she is letting on.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. It's just enough. I can't. It's a lot on me. It's a lot on you too. I know, but this is a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a whole lot. So let's get whatever you have to get expunged. Take care of it. Write this stuff down and take care of it. Get it taken care of.
Okay.
I mean, is that fair? That's fair, right?
That makes sense. That makes sense. No, all what you're saying is valid.
Yeah, I mean, when we got together, you asked me about my credit. I didn't know about my credit, but yeah, get your stuff together. Get your record expunged. Find out if you have warrants. All this kind of stuff.
Well, first of all, I didn't know I had none because my radio it tells me if you got warrants and everything. So, and I got to go.
So that was another clue. So you just assume that somebody who has such a well-established career would not technically be having credit issues, but in all honesty, there are millions of people who are very, very rich who have credit issues. I think that it just surprises the public to hear because of her age and, a really good high-paying job. But for me personally, hearing that she had credit issues, it's neither here nor there. You have billionaires with credit issues. So that's not as surprising that he would be trying to help her work and fix those things. But I digress.
Put them on a countersuit now because I'm calling before I even moved. Do I have anything on me? So they're saying they never had nothing. So you understand what I'm talking about now?
Yeah, I get it. I
So
get
now I had to go counter suit because that was incorrect information they was giving me. And
it. Right. So
everybody else.
that's good. That's good because that didn't sound like you to just be moving around knowing you have outstanding stuff. It didn't sound like you, but it is what it is.
It didn't, and she keeps using the term stuff. She's talking about like warrants and open things, and that didn't sound like you. So does that mean that when he has warrants, he hides in the house? These prison phone calls give real insight into what it was actually like in that relationship. So he has her convinced that I'm gonna help you rebuild your credit, and that just does what? She gives him free reign to just kind of like go back in and out of jail and have her wages being garnished for these luxury homes that they can't afford, like multiple luxury homes that they cannot afford. So yeah, your credit might have been not the greatest, but we didn't hear any of these things about you, Shirley Strawberry, till you got with him, sleeping with the enemy. And I'm gonna say it anyway. Her phone calls should have been less very nice and I'm just trying to make conversation with my husband, and more like this.
Okay? We're going to follow this road all the way down. You're going to take a sharp left. Okay? Up here, past this tree here. Okay? Once you get up here, you're going to take another sharp turn. And over here, this is where you have me fucked up at. Right here in this place.
That's what she should have been saying. I do believe, in my heart of heart, I do believe this is probably a good lady who stumbled upon the wrong man. There's so many things coming out now that I'm just like, we're not even talking about the stuff involving her daughter. That'll be a whole separate video. I definitely will be doing something with Pam Esquire. She has been having her ear to the street about this trial, so look out for that. Maybe even tomorrow. We're going to do something together, and we're going to be talking about a lot of the other stuff, but so much. Let's just stick to this.
You know, if you need your attorney to look into it, just get it taken care of. That's all. Because this is, you don't need to be out here, it's a lot. It's just a lot.
Okay, well, now what's next? What else kicked off?
Oh, nothing.
Are you sure? Yeah, you don't tell me about something like that.
That's that jailhouse talk. She's not laughing, but he is.
Yeah, I tell you more than you tell me. And then when I tell you stuff, then you just take it someplace where it don't even need to go. Now we don't even have a house because of stuff. Well, you wanted to get out there.
It's that fast talking. That's exactly what has been going on. He has been fast talking her. And it sounds like at this point, because remember, these were from October of 2022. It sounds like she's starting to have enough, but you should have had enough a long time ago.
Like, girl, get it together. Connect the dots.
He's a swindler. He cannot be trusted. Let's continue.
Here, I just kept hearing about the bugs and blah, 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 blah.
Okay,
you wanted to get out there. But we left and we didn't even have a sure place to go. And I knew better than that.
Okay.
So now she's talking about all of these evictions. He's saying that he left because of the bugs. And she's saying, well, I knew that we didn't have a place to go. Shirley, why aren't you speaking up? Because it's your wages that are getting garnished for all of these luxury lifestyle items that he has to have that y'all cannot afford.
Get on my team. I like luxury. If you like luxury, let's play together.
This ain't stealing.
I wonder if that's what they were saying to each one of the people who wanted their rent every month and they just were not paying. That's what he was saying in your ear?
This ain't stealing.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay, all right. Well, you got it. You got it. Well, let's see what's going on in the next quarter.
That was poor planning. Poor planning.
We'll see what the next quarter got for us.
And then the movers just threw my stuff in there.
Okay,
There's no kind of organization.
What you gonna
no
do?
kind of organization.
I want to hear that part. So while you talking,
What?
I've been hearing. So what you gonna do when God bless you with more tenfold? What you gonna do then?
well, then I'll just take that, and I'll that's cool. But guess how God blesses you when you are a good steward of the things that He has already blessed you with.
That's right. So guess what? So we're gonna continue getting our blessings in Jesus' name. We're gonna continue getting big blessings. You best to believe that. So what I ain't gonna do, I'm not gonna stress myself out in here, and when I get out, I definitely ain't gonna do that no more. I had to realize how old I am. For real.
Mm-hmm.
And this.
Okay, so it's heartbreaking, but at the same time, I'm inclined to believe that she knows more than she's letting on, and we're about to touch the surface of the co-defendant. Let's get into it, because this was some slippery turns that you won't see anywhere else yet.
Well, there's nothing I could do about it.
Partner. However, who Erica is.
I'm sorry, I'm all on the news.
Well, there's nothing I could do about it. So
Yeah.
it is what it is. I just have to deal with it. That's all.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, this told me for a super loot right here, and they gave my co-defendant. I looked that up too. She got a bond and everything for all of it yesterday.
What? Who's your co-defendant?
My co-defendant is Erica, Blue, whatever you want to call it. I can't pronounce it.
Blue. I can't pronounce it. What is that? You ask him about the co-defendant, and he tells you he can't pronounce the last name, and you don't ask any more questions. So let's get to the co-defendant, Erica. Roswell police make double arrest in $1 million fraud scheme. Roswell police have arrested 2 people in connection to a $1 million business scheme. Investigators say 57-year-old Ernest Williams and 46-year-old Erica King convinced people to pay them for their business expertise. They would align themselves with their victims with promises to be able to grow their brands. Let me show you guys. They would align themselves with their victims with promises to be able to grow their brands, their missions, their life goals, their social media followings. Police say Williams and King acted the part and paid people good money for their services. However, investigators say they never provided any services and it was all a scam. We know about more than a dozen victims and over $1 million in the monetary and property loss. Roswell detectives first began looking into Williams and King in June regarding a case of rental fraud at a property on the 900 block of Pine Grove Road. Once detectives started looking into their financial transactions, it led them to the extensive business scheme. Now, this is what I was telling you guys about Chronicles Speaks. That led her to find out that Shirley in this house was living next to the co-defendant / alleged mistress, Erica King. Erica King Hewley Rothschild. Now that Rothschild, y'all, Rothschild is the richest family in the world, the globe. And you then just gave yourself that name. And apparently it worked because Erica was living a very good life, multiple businesses. And we're going to get more into that in a minute. Williams and King both have multiple charges of fraud, forgery, and theft against them. Police say Ernest Williams also goes by Nesto. Erica King also goes by Erica Hewley or Erica Hewley Rothschild. So those things are important to remember as we are about to get into that. Now, keep in mind, y'all, this is Erica King. I don't know how Chronicles Speaks be finding some of these clips, but shout out to her. That is I don't know if she's a PI, an internet detective, but kudos to her. I really like her. I really like her channel. So I'll be linking some of the videos where I got this information for in the description of this video. But let's continue. Where is it? Okay, found it.
Last name, but that's what they say.
The woman that's in the picture with you?
Yeah, but I didn't know that.
She got a bond. She's out of jail?
No, not yet. She ain't bonded out yet, but she do have a bond now. She got a bond, so she must have went yesterday. But she got a bond on all her charges. She had last name, but that's what they say.
The woman that's in the picture with you?
Yeah. Co-defendant, I looked that up too. She got a bond and everything for all of it yesterday.
Who's your co-defendant?
My co-defendant is Erica.
So she saw the picture. She saw the name. She's read who this woman is. Ma'am? You mean your next door neighbor? This is your house? This is Erica's house? That's your next door neighbor, right? You don't know who she is. And some people might say, you know, maybe the thing that she saw was this photo. And I'm going to give this to you. I'm a straight shooter. I'm a fair person. This Erica King does not necessarily look like Pastor Erica King. Now, I don't know too many pastors who dress like this, but, you know, it's a new day. It's a new age, but that's Erica King. Jail just did a number on her. Without the makeup, the wig, she put on a couple pounds. That's Erica King. But here is something that nobody else has really looked into, right? This woman was your neighbor back in what, 2021, 2022? Y'all were neighbors next door. You're asking your husband specifically, who is your co-defendant, when you already have the name, and it doesn't dawn on you that it's the same woman you were breaking bread with in 2018? Y'all, now you want us to believe that you had no insight into who Erica King might be, even though y'all were neighbors in 2021, 2022, and you were having Thanksgiving dinner with her in 2018. Y'all, I like the video. I'm giving y'all information. Now let's look at this. This is the close-up shot of this lady, right? Erica King is tagged in the photo. Look at the dimples. Look at the eyebrow. That is Erica King, y'all. Erica King was having dinner with Shirley Strawberry in 2018, and Erica King was also neighbors with this woman in 21, 22, but you have no idea who Erica King is? Now, again, shout out to Chronicles Speaks. Chronicles Speaks got a lot of pictures and videos. Like, it's hard to believe that this woman from this photo, I guess, is the same person, unless you know the woman's name because you're actually having Thanksgiving dinner with her. You're sitting right next to the woman. So is she just, again, being purposefully obtuse, or does she not realize that it's the same woman that's been in your life, that your man tags all the time? And talk about some scamming stuff. If you actually look up her tags now, let me show you guys what you see. You see this. Erica King tagged in most of his stuff is now this person, a private account. Additionally, other people tagged in this are DeVale Jackson. Now, you know, I don't want to put too much out there, but I don't know that this looks like a DeVale Jackson to me. This is the other person tagged in his photo, which actually is a black woman in his other photos. But again, this is very weird, scammy type stuff. Other people tagged in this photo were Southern City Girl, who her account is now private. But the work that she does is, it says founder, speaker, exec, history maker, philanthropist, maximizer, justice advocate for him. She's not saying anything specific in this bio, but what were Erica King and Ernesto doing? They were selling people a dream. They were telling them that if you connect with my business, I can grow your brand. Sounds very similar. I don't know who this lady is, but if she has nothing to do with it other than Ernest tagging her in tagging her in this stuff, make sure he untags you, because you definitely don't, you know, it's not great. But yes, she was also tagged in these things. Y'all, we're to a space where Shirley, you're breaking bread with the co-defendant and mistress, and alleged mistress, and you're asking your husband in prison who is your co-defendant when you've already seen her photo and her name. How does your next door neighbor and somebody who you've known, your husband is always tagging, not? We can even go deeper than that, because Erica not only was she a pastor, she was a graduate of Auburn University. This is a interview that Chronicles Speaks got.
Athletics was always available to me to do sports management and sports publicity.
Well done.
So right now we are preparing for the NFL Combine. So I have several players that are training for the Combine.
Well-spoken, nice looking lady, preacher.
On everything that binds your children up, Father God, I lose the spirit of wisdom, I lose the spirit of peace, I lose the spirit of discernment, I lose the spirit of needs being met.
I lose the spirit of scamming. That's what she should have been saying. So, okay. Shirley, I can't tell you, or I can't say specifically where Shirley's mindset is at, because in all honesty, I'm a human being, and this probably has to be the toughest part of this woman's life. What she's going through is extremely hard. I just feel as though she saw things and probably just went with them. And you did it for so many years that it finally came to a head at the worst stuff. So let's continue on with Miss Erica King. It's the co-defendant.
Whatever you want to call it. I can't pronounce the last name, but that's what they said.
The woman that's in the picture with you?
Yeah, but I didn't know that.
She got a bond. She's out of jail.
No, not yet. She ain't bonded out yet, but she do have a bond now. She got a bond, so she must have went yesterday. But she got a bond on all her charges. She had like 30 charges. I didn't have like that. But
so do you know this woman?
Yeah, I do know her. Yeah, I do know her. But we didn't do nothing. But the only thing she did help me with.
Shirley, you knew the woman too, ma'am. You knew the woman too.
She said she was a lawyer at that time, so come to find out, oh, this ain't going where it need to be going. So that's why they got me linked up with her.
All this isn't what?
That's why they got me linked up with her.
Because why?
I just told you why.
I didn't hear you.
He did not just tell Shirley why. That is that fast talking scamming thing. I just told you why. No, just to say that, because she was an attorney, that's how they got me linked, and she told me she was an attorney. That is not anything. And Shirley, it's important to say that Shirley has since said on the Steve Harvey show that she has absolutely distanced herself from this man, but just looking at some of his stuff, like
$2 million. I can get it for $700,000 today. All I need is 10 good players. Come on. Imagine how many deals we can cut in here together. 10 good players, just 10. Come on, players, come on. They're for all the cigar smokers, the football, basketball players. Come on now, stop playing. Get with a real player. Get on my team. I like luxury. If you like luxury, let's play together.
He likes luxury, y'all. But it definitely gave, in my opinion, scamming vibes.
This ain't stealing.
And Shirley.
Oh,
sorry.
Okay. I'm sorry. I can't talk about so much on the phone.
Okay, well, that's okay. Never mind.
Yeah. But that's what they linked up for. So my charges is not none of that stuff. The only charge I got is when I went the other day. So they're trying to say I got rental property. I don't have no fucking rental property. I don't have none of that. Yeah, if you read it, that's what it said, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have no shit like that. So, but anyway, that's it. That's what I saw today. Yeah.
I wonder if Shirley was listening and rolling her eyes, or if she really believed him.
I guess that's supposed to do whatever it's supposed to do, but that's not nothing. But I'm not gonna let that discourage me. I'm gonna keep it moving.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm sorry that I want to let you know what's going on first.
Well, yeah, Dion had told me. I didn't know it was on the news, so I just thought it was live. I didn't know it was on the news, so
it's just on the news.
Everyone's gonna know.
Yeah, so it'll be if somebody call you, you know what it is. So.
Yeah, I already. Yeah, when they call, I knew before you called me. You just found out.
Yeah.
Lamont said somebody sent it to him earlier. He knew earlier, but he just didn't want to bother you with it.
For real?
Well, please don't tell him I said that.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Damn.
He said he didn't want to bother you.
Lamont over there listening to this call.
So
like,
why am I in it? And you could have did it.
See how I get thrown in
because you
stuff?
never
I didn't do
apologized.
that.
With it because it's just haters out here,
Right. He didn't say nothing to me about it. He did.
and there's nothing what can you do about it?
Oh no, ain't nothing I can do about it. Yeah, ain't nothing I can do about it. Nothing at all. No, he know about it. I ain't know nothing about that. Damn.
Well, it sounds like he wasn't taking it that seriously,
No, he ain't taking that serious because it really ain't nothing because he know my character. So he know what I got going on. Yeah. So no. Well, at least I know I get born this week, so it gave me relief.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I just feel bad in your situation, what you got going on. It makes you like a fucking just cold villain. Like you made a bad decision on who you married.
Yep.
That's what the shit look like. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It really, really does. But
Yeah. And I know people don't people they care, they like, but a lot of people don't like what they like. So and that's cool. I mean, a lot of people
what is he
like,
even saying?
What do you mean by that? I don't get that.
I don't get it
a lot of
either.
people don't like people being with people. People think they want you to be with who they think you need to be with, or do what you want to be. That's fine. Wow. They don't want to be on the news for that. All the good shit I do, I don't get on the news for that, do I? Yeah. But it's all right. And I didn't know.
That's how they get you. Oh, look over here. Don't look over here. Make sure that you know that I donated to a charity 5 years ago. But it don't matter that I just scammed people out of $1 million. They're hard-earned money. And we're not even to the other charges.
No, Roswell put that in the paper like that either. I didn't know that. Yeah, that's what it came from, Roswell.
I mean, I know that's where it came from because that's where you got arrested.
Yeah.
But I didn't know it was in the Roswell paper.
Yeah.
How did you find?
What I did was I called around. Then the guy who went to court. He said I seen somebody, and he said I seen that lady on the news on like a video when he went to his bond. He said he saw the lady on the screen. He said, but I didn't know that you were dealing with them people. And then he put two and two together, and he used his three-way to call. That's how I found out.
Who did you call?
Dion. Yep. And he said he already texted you.
He said someone had texted him.
Yeah. That's what he say. Yeah, he didn't say, dang, you getting $1 million? You didn't give me $1 million? I ain't getting none of that money. I said, man, what you talking about, bro? I ain't got shit. That's stupid. Everybody know that character, though. Ain't none of my stuff. That was funny. But anyway.
But how are you going to, I guess work out. I'm just saying, how are you going to come back from this? You know what I'm saying? It's like,
man, I done seen people come back from lesser than this.
I'm not saying you can't come back from it. Don't get me wrong. No, you can come back from it. That's not my issue. It's just, it is what it is.
You're trying to figure out how I'm going to come back or what? The allegations? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, I hope that DC, I hope that he could fix, do something about this.
Oh, yeah, he can. He can. He's a good lawyer. I got faith in him. Yeah, I got faith. You say you text him, right? Or you just left him a message?
No, I left a voice.
You got faith in him, but he just said that the woman who got him caught up with all this was also one of his attorneys or had purported to be an attorney. Why aren't you asking more questions?
Voicemail because you call me back and
Okay. Yeah, well, you can leave him a text message and tell him he can look at it, let him know that they put me on the news and this is ridiculous. I mean, he said all that when he cooked 2 weeks ago. He told the judge that all this is making no sense. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's okay. But how I'm gonna bounce back? I'm gonna bounce back.
Well, I know that
you might bounce a bad check.
You got to have a good attorney.
Yeah, and right now this just kind of hurt my case even more. I believe it has. So it is what it is.
Well, if God is in control of it, and I do believe He is, then it will help the case. I mean, it's like the devil throwing his last jabs before you get out. I just hate this public. I don't want this stuff because I'm in the public, and I don't want I don't want it to get back to my job. All of that. It's like I just don't want all that. I don't want Steve and them talking about it. I just.
Well, first of all, I don't think if you really wanted to say something about me bad, you would have said it already. You just probably ain't even told me. If anybody want to talk bad, man, you just say shit you probably ain't even told me. That's fine.
Well, that's not it.
So now you're the victim.
That's not the point. The point is they didn't know this,
Right, but this is false accusation. That's what I'm telling you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not even charged for that shit. I'm not even charged. I don't have a charge for that. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not even. You can get what's the name? She'll tell you that your roommate. I'm not even charged for what they're saying I'm here for. Do you get it now?
I get that.
Who's
honey.
the roommate?
I understand that part. It doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is that you're on the news for whatever it is. You know, that's a horrible reflection on me. I know you're doing the time, but I'm just saying, you know.
You only care about all of his checkered stuff once it hits the news? That's a core issue right there.
I'm just thrown into this, you know.
And I'm sorry you thrown into this, because I'm thrown into my damn self, to be honest.
Yeah, and you're into it too. And like I said, you're doing the time. You're doing the time.
He
This
should
is,
be doing the time.
Right.
But anyway, it's just a horrible situation. But you know, things happen for a reason, and it'll be over soon.
Like, girl,
you know, this too
get
shall
it
pass.
together.
That's what I have to
Connect the
keep saying.
dots.
I have to keep trusting God, which I do. You know, it's just, you know, it looks bad right now. It just does. I'm just being honest. It looks bad.
Well, it looks bad, but guess what? I will say, we'll be just fine. I believe.
He's still in jail currently today. He's still in jail currently today.
In this next clip, Sonia starts by asking,
We're going to get into a little bit of the other alleged mistress and some of his phone calls with her. I don't think that they're really poignant in this particular video. What I will say is I do feel like Shirley is in the fight of her life. I'm a glass half full kind of guy. Do I think that every celebrity is going to give you their whole truth when even if they're supposed to be spilling their guts? No, she's no different. I did give her more credit when I heard it the first time than after doing this deep dive. I do feel like she knew more than she let on. I don't think that she is guilty of any of the, you know, crime per se that he allegedly committed, but definitely skipping out on rent and mortgage and signing leases that you can't actually afford. You know, it all plays into what I feel is her working knowledge of Ernesto. And she's cool with all of it as long as it kind of stays under wraps and she can still, you know, be seen in Ernesto's, let me show you guys. If she can still be seen in Ernesto's lifestyle, all the cars, you know, there was multiple like Bentleys and stuff like that. But now we know that Erica King had a car service, which would be like luxury vehicles. So I don't know if he was just having her cars or what, but Shirley seemed to be okay as long as she could be in the big house with him and keep the man, even though there were so many red flags. Now, by the time we got to her saying, who is your co-defendant? And your co-defendant was actually also your neighbor and somebody who had Thanksgiving dinner with you years earlier, that's some stuff. Y'all can do with that as you may. My opinion is Shirley probably knew more than she let on. And that to me is sad that she did not get out before. Now she doesn't have a home. Allegedly, she has paid all of his legal fees up until I guess a certain point. She already couldn't afford the houses she was in. And Ernesto just said that she had a roommate. So it's not looking good. I do hope good things for her. I'm seeing things that I can't unsee, and I am going to keep you guys posted. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you have not, put the notifications on because I'm going to be dropping multiple videos, sometimes multiple videos per day, especially as new stuff comes out, or especially as I discover things. Like I said, you're not going to hear that anywhere else on the net as of yet. I'm going to link Pam Esquire's video. I'm going to do a video with her. I'm going to link Phone Calls from Prisons video, and I'm going to link Chronicles Speaks video. I'm also at the end of this video, I'm going to link my video of my interview with Jim Townsend and some of my other Steve Harvey stuff because I did a whole expose on Steve Harvey and Marjorie Harvey's love timeline. It was a whole lot. So I'm going to see you guys later. Have a good one and, you know, enjoy your Sunday because this was a whole lot.